So right now I'm listening to a book called The Epiphany, I believe, written a little while ago, and it talks about a different approach for startups. So the traditional approach has been a very product-centric approach, and it's very much along the lines of, we're creating this, want to create this new product, we have this new idea, so we're going to create this new product, and then we're going to get funding for it, we're going to get investors, and we're going to create this product, and then we're going to launch it, and then we're going to see if anybody buys it. And so it's a very much a product-centric, very much a product-first approach to creating this new business. Now, there is another approach, and it's the approach that the author advocates for, which is a customer-centric approach. So that essentially step one, at least, okay, so maybe you have an idea for a product, but before you get, in other words, the product development and the customer research are going to go hand in hand. And you're not just trying to develop a product, you're actually trying to find customers. And so you go out and you talk to people, and you see what they say as to whether or not they feel a need, would have a strong need for this product that you're thinking about. And then you also verify, right? So you start to do your research out in the field, talking to real people first, essentially, and then you start building your product, or maybe it's somewhat concurrent, but basically after feedback from the market, build your product, and then just as soon as you can, you are, in fact, maybe even before you're building a product, kind of like Kickstarters and so forth, you're actually getting people to pre-order. You're getting people to put down money. I haven't gotten very far in the book yet, so I'm not sure on the details of the process, but you're securing financial commitments as early as possible, so that you have a measure, you have a read on whether or not your product has actual demand. Because people may say they want something, but if they refuse to buy it, that means they don't want it enough, right? So it is one of the reasons this is interesting to me is that, well, first of all, I am in the process myself of trying to figure out, well, what niche do I want my agency to focus on? And I'm thinking that a part of that process may be to, once I have a potential niche figured out, is to go out and talk to people and see if they want what I'm offering, and see whether that niche makes sense to the people in the niche rather than just to me in theory, and then hopefully build it out from there. However, the other reason that this book is interesting to me is, or this approach is interesting to me, is I feel like I see this a lot with existing businesses, which is this idea of, I'm going to just make whatever product I want to make, and then I'm going to go out and sell it. And if I have trouble selling it, that just means I need to find a better marketer, I need to find a better sales team, I need to find better something. And failing to actually step back and ask the question at a fundamental level of, should I be selling this product? In other words, does the market want what I have to sell? And I know once your business has been going a while and you're kind of entrenched, it's not that easy necessarily just to, like, one day you're selling, let's say you're selling schnauzers, to go from that to selling, like, internet networking or something, like that's not, that's not an easy transition to make necessarily, not necessarily advisable either. But it does, I think, behoove us, especially at the beginning of any new venture, is to verify as quickly as possible that there really is a demand for what we're selling. And then, of course, what's tough, right, is when there is early demand and you're like, yeah, this is a great business, I'm going to go all in, and then demand softens up. Well, that's tough too. But even then, I think you have to really be willing to assess, like, hey, is the demand really here? Or am I going to keep going with this product at all costs? And while sometimes there are other fixes that can get you through a lean time. Like maybe you can retool your sales team, sharpen your marketing, you can make some tweaks to your product without changing it too much. I am still a big believer, along with people like Alex Hormozi and Dan Martell, or at least I think part of this idea of talking to customers was a Dan Martell idea, I guess. Really, the product is first and foremost the key to a successful business. And by product, it could be service, but whatever. The thing that you're selling, the quality of that thing, not quality in the sense of whether it's premium or not, quality in the sense of whether it matches your customer demographic correctly or not. So you could have something very cheap that you're selling, but because there's no one else out there selling it as cheap as you are, and lots of people are looking for a cheap thing, it could still be a great quality in the sense that it matches what people are wanting to buy. It's just a fundamental concept of demand. And, so much of business comes down to fundamentally to supply and demand. And it's easy to think, that with marketing, somehow you can outsmart supply and demand. and it's true. Like, great marketing can overcome some softness in demand, I would say. The top dog in any industry probably is going to get an outside share of the market, and great marketing can help you be a top dog. So it's not that marketing isn't important, it's not that sales isn't important, but at the end of the day, that product, whether people want to buy your product, is it a product people want to buy? Is it a product that people love so much they'll tell their friends about it? Everything is easier in sales and marketing when you have a great product that matches what people want to buy. And when you have a product that some people kind of want to buy, man, everything is so much harder in marketing and sales than when you have a slam dunk product. Now, are slam dunk products easy to find? No, I'm not at all claiming that slam dunk products are easy to find. But it may be worth the effort to find them because of how much different, how much better, the experience of running that business can be compared to these other products where demand is just sluggish.